sure you don't want to try it, darling?
You don't need my opinion. The expert's obviously giving it his seal of approval.
Beautiful. Handled like a dream. It'll sell all over Europe.
Sounds like we're onto a winner.
Well, that depends on Bob's decision.
Frontline selling again, eh?
Well, no, just trying to get a commitment.
Well, I've shortlisted 2 candidates. But I'd say with your commitment and drive, you've got the edge over Relkin.
So we've got a deal?
Aye, we've got a deal.
Great.
Does your boat need a new coat for the summer? Specialist offers free quotations for refurbishing and light repairs. No job too small. Phone Leo Howard, Tarrant 87293.
Well, what do you think?
I think it's very enterprising, Leo. How many of those did you get printed?
1,000 to start with. Can leave one on every boat in the river.
But you're not a specialist.
I didn't say I was an expert. Anyway, I've got to do something now I've been laid off at the yard.
Well, I think it's a splendid idea. Won't be long now before we have another tycoon in the family.
I don't know about that. It's not easy building a business, is it, Mum?
Well, you won't have any overheads to worry about.
Yeah, maybe I won't have any customers.
Oh, of course you will. Come on, think positive. That's the secret.
Yeah, Dad thought positive, and look what happened to him.
Your father's been unlucky, Leo, that's all. Everybody needs their share of luck, and he hasn't had any yet. It's bound to turn soon.
You mean after the divorce comes through?
Leo, that is not fair.
No. Sorry.
Well, speaking of luck, I'm going to need some this morning. I'm going to meet Anna's father.
I thought she'd accepted your offer.
She has, subject to her father's approval. And when I spoke to him on the phone yesterday, he didn't sound too keen.
Why on earth not? It's a chance in a lifetime.
I know. I'm sure she realises that. The question is, does he?
Polly! What the hell are these?
They're credit card statements. They send them every month.
All right, I'll rephrase the question. Have you gone out of your mind? What do you want all these clothes for? Your wardrobe's full of frocks you never wear.
They're out of date. Fashion's changed. Not that I'd expect you to notice.
£2,000 and nearly 3,000 on other things.
Well, they're all things we need.
But on top of all this redecorating, what about a new house?
Well, that's not a bad idea. I'm a bit fed up with this place.
Well, I'm afraid you're stuck with it. And all this spending has got to stop, Polly, otherwise I'll cancel our joint account and put you on a monthly allowance.
How bourgeois.
At least the bourgeoisie are good housekeepers. They know that living beyond your means is a road to disaster. It's got to stop, Polly. God, look, I'm late for a meeting. If that's Charles, tell him that I'm on my way.
Hello? Oh, yes, just one moment, please. Gerald, it's for you. A Dr. Reynolds.
Gerald Urquhart speaking. I see. How long did he have? And there's no chance of a remission? Well, thank you for letting me know. Give him my best regards and tell him that I'll be thinking of him.
Is someone ill? Who, Gerald? Who?
Take the Barracuda off the market? Why?
More advance orders have been withdrawn. Admiral says it's only temporary, until the situation with the catamaran's been resolved.
And what are we supposed to do till then?
Try and find new business.
Oh, some hope.
What else are we expected to do? Nothing? Just sit back laying off more men?
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, if car manufacturers have a problem with one of their models, they don't withdraw the whole range.
Yeah, well, they might. If the models were designed by the same man.
And if the chairman were trying to sabotage the designer's reputation.
Why on earth would he do that?
Avril.
Oh, come on, Tom.
You don't know Frere.
Not trying to ruin your reputation. He's trying to protect relatives.
But even if it means the end of the mermaid?
Oh, it won't come to that, Mr. Harrod. Miss Avril wouldn't allow it.
She's already allowing him to cut off our main source of income.
Rubbish. She'd never approve anything that would harm the yard.
According to that letter, she already has.
May we assume for the moment that your researches prove satisfactory and that you wish to proceed? What about the size of your own investment?
How much do you need?
We don't need your money, Charles. The consortium has the resources to build this business park without any external financing. As you will have already seen from our prospectus, we have constructed 5 such business parks all over Western Europe, all of which have brought a handsome profit to the investors.
So you gave to Charles out of the goodness of your heart?
Not quite, Gerald. We have found that it pays to have an indigenous businessman involved in each of our projects.
Suppose I was to take a third of it.
We have never given that much away before.
My dear Werner, it's hardly given. We're talking about venture capital.
And a substantial return forecast on any investment.
This consortium of yours, I've never heard of half of the companies involved, and none of the individual investors.
For tax purposes, they prefer to hide behind nominees. Even I do not know their real identities.
You're not even curious, Werner?
We Swiss do not inquire too closely where the money comes from. All that concerns us is that it is there when we ask for it.
Well, it's not all that concerns me, I'm afraid. I like to know who I'm dealing with.
Charles, you've got a Relton board meeting at 11 a.m.
Oh, yes, thank you, Gerald. Excuse me, Werner.
Of course.
I'll leave you with Gerald. He can show you the marina site. It'll give you an indication of my other interests in the area. Nicola, would you get Mr. Grunwald another drink, please?
Certainly. What would you like?
I want that prospectus thoroughly checked, Gerald. All the organizations and individuals. Find out who's behind them.
What does it matter if Grunwald vouches for them?
And who vouches for Grunwald?
Ingram. Huh. I've double-checked it with our people in Geneva. He's very highly respected in financial circles.
That's because he doesn't ask questions. I do. Now, call me as soon as you find out anything.
Good morning, Linda.
Hello, Mr. Howard.
Yeah?
Mr. Howard to see you, Miss Rolfe.
Oh, yes. Ask him to come in, please. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Let's dispense with the small talk, shall we? You associate yourself with this letter?
I have to. Charles Freer instructed me to take action. I did warn you.
Do you realize what it's going to do to me? And to your father?
It's only a temporary measure till all the surveyor's reports are in.
Supposing they decide the catamaran has a design fault.
Then I don't think Relton would be interested in Barracuda anymore.
And you're quite prepared to see Mermaid go to the wall.
There are other manufacturers, Tom.
No one else will touch it. Not once Relton have lost interest.
I know it must look as if I'm stabbing you in the back, Tom. But I have to stand by Charles's decision. And he does have a point. If there's a question mark over you, there's a question mark over Barracuda. And I have to safeguard Relton's reputation.
So I'm the rotten apple in your barrel.
If it's any consolation, I've never lost faith in you.
Do you know what I think? I think this has got nothing to do with Relton's reputation. I think that Charles Freer is conducting a personal vendetta
That's
against
ridiculous,
me. Then
Tom.
why would a hard-headed businessman take a money-making project off the market?
Because it isn't making money at the moment.
And neither is the yard, Avril. We're already having to lay off some of the men, and now there are no royalties coming through from Barracuda. God knows what we're going to do.